Mrs. Lovett here, and we are at the elementary school for after-school tutoring that runs from 3:30 to 4:50. It's great fun. You can get a form in the front office and get that signed if you'd like to come to tutoring. Today I have with me
Sailor, Madison, Samaya.
and we are going to actually get a sneak peek at Friday's test. So, on Friday, you are taking a test, and then you are going to watch this video to check your work in Miss Lovett's class, because I will have a sub. In Miss Hunsucker's class, you will probably still have the same test, but you may not get to check it. Okay, so the first problem, well, it's actually at the bottom, but it says solve, and it's A. It says convert pounds to ounces, and it actually tells you how many ounces are in a pound. Girls, how many ounces are in a pound?
16.
Okay, 16 ounces in 1 pound. So 14 pounds equals, and we're going to separate this here, 14 times 1 what?
Pound.
Because we have to separate that. Then we are going to convert here. 1 pound is how many ounces?
16.
And we're making sure we mark our unit. Now we have to use the standard algorithm. 14 times 16. So what's 6 times 4?
24.
6 times 1
6.
plus 2.
8.
What do I do next?
Regroup your 0.
We
Drop
always
your
say
0.
drop the 0. And then 1 times 4.
4.
And 1 times 1.
1.
Now what do I do?
Add.
Add the two, what are they called?
Partial products.
Okay, so that's 4. What's 8 plus 4?
13.
Are you sure?
No. 12.
12. And then 2. I like to make 10 first, so if you take 2 from the 4 to make 10, then you have 2 left, so it's 12. Anyway, our final product is 224 what? Ounces. Okay, so we multiply when we find out, okay, we're going from pounds to ounces. So we had 1 pound and we stuck in how many ounces are in a pound. Okay. So if each one of these little underlined, I will highlight them. Girls, how do I make this highlighted big like this?
And you can choose them. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do yellow. So if you got this correct, give yourself a check. If you got 14 on this line, another check. And 16 ounces, another check. And then if you got 224 ounces. So that is 4 checks you should have. Okay, problem B. That's messy. It's hard to write on this. Okay, B. Convert kilograms to grams. Tell me how many kilograms I have here.
18.2 kilograms.
And we could also say 18 and 2/10 kilograms equals, we're just rewriting this, 18 and 2/10 times what, girls?
1 kilogram.
1 kilogram. And then 18 and 2/10 times how many grams? Because
1,000
grams. Because kilo means 1,000.
1,000.
So now, since we are multiplying by a powers of 10, we can just move that decimal 1, 2, 3 places over. So I have 2 blank spaces. So 18200 is going to give us what number?
18,200
And what's our unit?
grams.
Grams. So now check your work. You should have, I'm going to look at each thing that's underlined here. You have 18 and 2/10 there. Give yourself a check. And 1 kilogram, check. You rewrite it, check. And 1,000 grams, check, and your final product, check. Now, we are going on to a couple problems that we learned, that we're actually going to be learning tomorrow. These girls are getting a sneak peek here. It's number 1. Someone read that for me.
Convert days to weeks by completing the number sentence.
And how many days did they give us?
35.
So 35 days, and they are wanting to know weeks. Convert days to weeks. So same thing as before. 35 times what?
One day.
1 day. Now this is where it gets a little bit trickier because we're still rewriting 35 times, but a week is a bigger unit than a day. How many days are in a week? 7. But we're not going to put 7 because we're looking for weeks. But 1 day is 1 out of 7 for a week. Eraser. So what we need to put is 1/7
of a week.
because 1 day is 1/7 of a week. There's 7 days in each week, so it's only 1/7 of the week. So now the way we multiply, and it may have been a while since we did this, but when we multiply a whole number by a fraction, we can always turn the first number or the second number into a fraction. We can turn the whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. So it's now a fraction. And we can multiply by multiplying straight across, left and right. So girls, what is 35 times 1?
35.
30.
And then what is 1 times 7?
7.
So our answer is 35 over 7 weeks. But that kind of doesn't make much sense, does it?
No.
No, we don't talk that way. We don't say, hey, 35 out of 7, 35 sevenths of a week. No, so we need to divide because any time, let me use a different highlighter color. Oh, that's not my highlighter. Anytime we have a fraction, a number, a number over another number. It's a fraction, it's not a whole number. We need to divide. It's the same as dividing. So 35 divided by 7 equals what, girls?
5.
5. So our answer is 5 weeks. And that makes much more sense to us than 35 over 7.
Yes.
So if you get your fraction, remember to divide. Okay, now checking work. Highlight. So you should have 35 here, 1 here, 35 here, and 1/7. And then you should have 35 over 7. Check, check, check. And then you should have 5 weeks. Okay, number 2. Someone different, read that for me, Madison.
Convert grams to kilograms by completing the number sentences.
Okay, so we're going from grams to kilograms. So remember, kilogram is a larger unit than grams. It is kilograms, it's heavier than 1 gram. Okay, so what's the number?
4,567 grams.
So equals, how do I write this?
4,567 times 1 gram.
Okay, and then equals,
4,567 times.
now kilo means 1,000, but since we are going from a smaller unit, very light, to heavier, it needs to be thousandth. So we could write that as 1/1,000, or, let me put an or here, 0.001 kilogram. So now we have to multiply. So because we have powers of 10, what can we do, girls?
We
I'll
can.
just take the 456. No.
When we have powers of 10, we can move the decimal, right?
Yes.
Oh.
And we're moving it 1, 2, 3 places. So how do we move the decimal if it's not here?
There's a
Where does the decimal usually come in the place value?
after the ones and
After the ones place. So go ahead and put your decimal there, since even though we didn't have one, we know it always comes after the ones place. So now we're going to move 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So we get 4 and 567 thousandths of a kilogram. And we know to move left because we need our number to get smaller, because kilogram is a larger unit of measurement. So 4 and 506, sorry, how do you read that? Somebody else read it for me. 4 and,
567 thousandths.
thank you, kilogram. Okay, so check your work. You should have 4,567, check. 1 gram, check. That number again, check. And then preferably the decimal, just because you know you can move the decimal. And then your answer, check. So girls, how many checks do we have in all? Let's go back here. I think I missed one there. So each problem has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. So how many checks should we have? 20. And yes, go ahead and give yourself a check if you have a heading. So this should be out of 21. On the top of your paper, just put the number you got right. So if you got all 21, you would put plus 21 and circle it. And then you will turn your paper in to Miss Sutton. You want to say goodbye?
Bye.